Welcome back, friends and foes. It is a new day out here at the workshop. Quite a nice day today, actually, not so hot. So it's quite nice in the sheds. It's touch wood that it's going to stay like that all day and not get ridiculously hot like it did yesterday. We're out here. This paint's coming up pretty nice. Getting pretty happy with everything. So today Rex needs to paint the window frames black on the doors. So while Rex is prepping up for that, I'm trying to finish off this catch can. As you can see, I unmasked it this morning, and it's still ugly as sin. But it's a little bit less ugly, so that's okay. It's going to do the job. It's going to be effective. It's going to work. That's the main thing. So that's pretty much ready to go in the car now, and then I can start on my lines. I'm hoping that like the different coloured fittings and the silver braid will really distract from the fact that their catch can is pretty gross. But, you know, you get that. Like you saw in the last episode, I've welded the fitting on my intake, which I was pretty happy with. So that's ready to go back in the car. So everything's ready to go. I just got to get it in the car and start on the lines, which I'm going to start on now. So that's the plan, and then hopefully I'll have that done by the time Rex is prepped, so I can move my car around the front, and I'll close that door so that Rex can paint. While Rex is painting, I can give this thing a nice big bath, nice big wash, get it nice and clean. And then I'll send some updated photos and videos and stuff to the bloke who might be interested in buying it. And hopefully he says, yep, good deal, go ahead and bring it down next week and I can go down and get some money. Rightio guys, so the vision becomes a reality and the new catch can setup is finished. So I reckon it's a vast improvement over the old setup as far as aesthetics goes. And like I said, it sort of actually suits having all the extra blue and red. And getting this side a little bit less busy, bringing all that over to this side, it sort of looks a little bit more balanced in the engine bay, I reckon now. So as you can see, 2 rocket cover breathers to the top of the catch can, the other one from the top of the catch can, snakes around up the top, tucks under here, goes to this second catch can, which is the draw through to the intake. You can see how that looks there, which is all pretty neat. Then we've got the one just a little bit lower on the catch can. That comes straight out across over the top of the hot side. I've got this heat sleeving on these two because they're in a very hot area. Not that I reckon it really needs it because it's braid, but just as a little bit of extra protection. I don't actually know what brand this line is or how good a quality it is because, like I said, it is the old cooler setup off Rex's car, which we never put on. So, and that just goes down, straight down there and down to my fitting on the sump, like so. So, then, like you saw in the last one, I've then got the little fuel petcock down there, or valve, petcock, whatever you want to call it, with the drain, which actually drains into behind this passenger side wheel in the wheel well. That's the new catch can setup. That took me a lot longer than I expected. I did not think that this little project was going to take this long when I started it. There's a lot of welding involved, but it was good to get all that practice on the TIG. Like I said, it's even though it wasn't that pretty, that catch can, hopefully it's going to function properly. And it was all nice practice. So looks pretty cool in there as well, I reckon, with the little red fasteners, the same as the rest of the engine bay. So I dig it. I reckon it looks really cool. Again, it's a real shame that finally getting all this sorted. Really happy with how the engine bay is looking. And it's going for sale. Very much a shame, but what do you do? What can you do? We have to do it to do what we've got to do. We get the dyno out of it, which is awesome. So I can finally degrease all this oil off this side of the bonnet and should never have an issue with that again because this catch can setup should completely contain any oil until you want to drain it, and it should, again, reduce pressure inside the crankcase, which should help ring seal to start with. So it should reduce blow-by. So it works sort of twofold, and then obviously drawing the pressure out through the intake. So very happy. Anyway, I'll take some photos. Now it's time to get this poor girl outside and give her a friggin' clean up because it's all covered in trash. Trash, trash, trash. Anyway, Rex is mixing up some paint. He's gonna get started on these doors. So I'll get this out. Oh, just look at this thing. Just look at it. God, it's a really nice, simple looking car. High-key going to cry myself to sleep after this thing sells. So sad about it. So I really do hope whoever purchases it, hopefully these guys from New Caledonia, hopefully when they want to go back home after their holiday, they will want to sell it back to me and I'll be able to buy it back. That would be really nice, but see what sort of position I'm in at that point and if that even happens. So Rex has got some black going on, prepped his doors. So anyway, you get the idea with that. So I'm gonna go and start cleaning up this 31, starting with the engine bay. Pretty excited for that. Rightio, let's get this engine bay cleaned up. It's certainly one of my favorite things to clean up on a car. Very, very satisfying. Bit of degreaser, bit of gurney, get it nice and smick. Righto, so I just gave it a bit of a clean up with the gurney and some CT18 and just a rag and just wiped it over. Did clean up fairly well, but does really need a cut and a polish to get, like I was saying, you've seen before, because it's been sitting under that gum tree, it's just covered in sap and stuff like that. Really needs a good cut and polish to really get it out and buff it up. But obviously you can't cut and polish in the sun, and obviously I'm not putting it in the shed where Rex is painting. So this is just how it's going to be for now. But at least it's done and it's clean enough that I've sent old mate some more updated videos and photos. So yeah, definitely am very much going to miss this thing. Very, very sad, but what can you do? So I'm thinking I should probably unload it and take it for a bit of a drive and make sure that clutch is going to bed in okay, because I haven't actually really driven it since that brand new clutch went in. So I've got to find somewhere to put all the stuff out of it now, because I have been using this as somewhere to keep all my spare wheels and tyres and tools and stuff like that. So now I've got to find somewhere for all that stuff. So I'll have to put it all down the shed there somewhere, but not to worry, not a big deal. But yeah, probably should take it for a bit of a rip. For old time's sake for one, and yeah, for two, to make sure that that clutch is going to be alright and beds in okay. Really, really happy with how the engine bay came out though. I reckon it looks really good. Alright, so I'm just going to go for a quick rip up the road just to make sure that the clutch is all good and everything is sweet with the car. Just to double check, sort of just a sanity check to make sure everything's okay. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the local policeman is very busy doing other things today and not in the area at all. And yeah, I'll just go for a quick stab up the road and come back. It all went well. I think I might have had a little bit of water in the dizzy cap or something, because pretty much halfway down to the end of the road, it was just like missing and carrying on, leaning out. So I think it was had a bit of an ignition cut, bit of water in the dizzy cap or something. But by the time I got down to the end of the road and just chucked a few hoops in first, got it to really not like rev out and I can get some air through it. It seemed to be all good, and on the way back was all sweet. So yeah, car's running awesome. Everything seems to be ace, as normal with this thing. Everything's pretty much spot on. So yeah, it's a shame that I would really, really like to take it to a track day and really find out how well this catch can setup's going to work. It's a bit of a shame that I don't get to. Hopefully I'll be able to track the car to the next owner and sort of find out exactly how it goes. Because I would be quite interested to see how this catch can setup with the breather and the sump and everything affects the blow-by as far as the crankcase pressure and pressurizing behind the rings. And especially having obviously the draw back through the intake to draw a bit of that pressure out as well. So I would be very interested to see how it would go, but obviously I don't get to, which is a shame. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's pretty much my 31 done and dusted. I'll give it a good cut and polish tomorrow, hopefully, if I get time. And before it goes as well, I will do a build breakdown video on it to go through the whole car for those of you that have I found the channel since I built the car. I'll do that tomorrow when I've got an appropriate shirt, not a KFC shirt, and the car's nice and clean. Anyway, we got some more stuff we got to go on with now. The black on these doors has come up pretty good. Rex is pretty happy with these, so.
I didn't tell you that.
You didn't have to, mate. I could tell by the fact that nothing's been flying out of the shed.
Yeah, you can tell because I wasn't yelling. No, that gun was playing up a bit, but managed to get a nice final coat on it, so yeah, they look good. Except for this little fucking cunt. Fucking ant.
Dick.
Ass.
So, having this little spray booth set up is a little bit barbaric as it is super handy. It's pretty cool. So, does the job like everything else around here. Close enough's good enough, and it does the job, so that's fine. So, these doors are going to look pretty nice, I reckon, once they're unmasked. That black on the contrast with the white. So, at this point, you know, once these are flashed off, probably not today because I've got to leave early today, but tomorrow we can start actually getting these doors back together and hopefully hung on the car. We're going to try and do the job that we had lined up for tomorrow. We're going to try and do now, seeing as that Rex doesn't have much to do while he waits for this, and I've pretty much finished with my 31. We've got a bit of time. Hopefully we can unload Rex's trailer, which was our job that we had earmarked for tomorrow. So if we can get that done today, well, then tomorrow we should be able to focus on getting these doors sorted and hung back on the car, which would be freaking awesome. So even though this project is still sprawled out all over the place, there's actually not a lot of work left to go back into it, not a lot of time. Like you think about, if tomorrow we can get those doors back together and hung back on the car, get the boot back on the car, get the rear end together and the lights and stuff, at that point, once the car is started, which is probably going to be the next thing on the shell, get the thing running. Once it's running and we're happy with the wiring and that, we can mount the ECU and actually get the rest of the interior back together, so we can get the dash back in. Then we've got to mount the front seats, the doors will be on, and after that it's literally just the front end and guards, and the car's almost there. It's ready for a tune at least, which will be not very far, because, you know, obviously we're going to tune it now that we have a dyno, which will get set up in here. So these guards still have to be painted. That's pretty much the last painful thing that has to happen. Well, not painful, just the thing that might hold us up, because again, it's weather dependent. It's a lot of things that depend on for paint, but yeah. Apart from that, get the thing running, get all the panels and stuff back on it and back together, and it's pretty close to being done, so not actually that much work left in it. How do you feel about Rex?
Yeah, I'll be glad when it's done. It's just, yeah, it's dragging on. It's so much fucking work. I really regret doing this to myself.
But will you do it again?
If someone paid me.
Anyway.
It's too much effort for a track car, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a lot of effort for a track car, but
It's too much.
when it comes to things like the VK and the Serrana and stuff, it'll be worth it. And it'll be worth it just to say we did this to a 31, because the internet will be really happy about it. Just for your reference, guys, today is the 5th of March. So obviously with the upload schedule, these videos are all come out at a bit of a delay. But yeah, today is the 5th of March, so, which is odd because actually the video that I edited last night, Rex actually put a date in that one as well, and it was the 4th of February. So that video is not even out yet, won't be out till later this week. So we're pretty much releasing a month behind at this stage. But we did have, you know, that weekend there we went to work, so. So at the moment we're just unloading all this stuff that we got as part of the deal with the dyno. It's like a little shed just made out of scaffold that we pulled down that we're going to put up here. Just so we have an extra sort of area to put customers' cars where they are undercover and secure and away from the weather. So we do need that until we get obviously the rest of the shed sort of set up and get better set up. So we thought we'd grab it. Yeah, that way we can just sort of have more cars on the go rather than having to sort of tell customers not to bring their cars until we're ready to do them and that sort of thing, because we don't have anywhere to put them out of the weather and that. Now we will have a shelter so that we can just be like, yep, come drop your car off, and that way we can just keep them coming through, get to them as we can, and make sure we churn them out. Get a bit more work in the door. There you go. One more thing done that we don't have to do tomorrow, which is nice. So hard to believe that all that weight was in that trailer. That's not even all of it. There's actually another thing of sheet that was in the base of the trailer that we put down the back because it's not used for this shelter. So we ended up just getting a fair bit of extra sheet, which is really good because we will definitely put that to good use. So anyway, that's awesome to get that done. That's pretty much going to be today. It's been a pretty good morning, pretty productive. We've got a fair bit done, considering. I've got to head off fairly soon and go do new dad things. And I don't know what Rex is going to do for the rest of the day, but that'll probably be it for today's video. So, like, heaps of stuff, you reckon?
Heaps of stuff to do.
Ah. What are you going to do? Do you want me to leave the video open or?
Nah, shut it. I'll just be painting shit.
Rex is going to do more painting. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one. Cheers, guys. Catch you later.